The Lex
I can smell all of the smoke, all that love and positivity, that shit is a joke. I should dead them all, my heart ski down slopes. When you did piggy bank, everybody wanna see you broke, bro. Me and snakes don't lip lock. I don't think the feet look good on me like flip-flops. I know if I spit it, it belongs in this Ziploc. They know I'ma kill them, all they hearing is tick-tock. Your time is up. Where there's fire, you see the smoke, yeah. I know liars, I seen them fold, yeah. I'm so tired from all these souls, it's done been a good year. My tires don't leave the road, yeah. Are they serious? I seen liars that testified under oath, I hear. Rappers not living out what they wrote, my peers. Ought to be studying, taking notes.
With the episode today, I just wanted to talk to you real quick about my friend Patrick Spicer over at Hybrid Human Performances. Hybrid Human Performances is a state-of-the-art training facility located in Lincoln, Nebraska, with reputable coaches that can take you to the next level. Each training session is designed to and for the athlete to be successful in their sport. Notable Hybrid Human Performance alumni include cornerback for the Chicago Bears, Lamar Jackson, Seahawks safety, Deontay Williams, Nebraska Cornhuskers quarterback, Casey Thompson, and Lincoln native, Noah Walters, quarterback for the North Alabama Lions. If you want to take your game to the next level, contact Patrick with Hybrid Human Performance at 307-321-8365 or shoot him an email at Patrick, Patrick, at hybrid-hp.com. Enjoy the episode.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oscar Galindo. I'm here with another episode of The Official Visit. Today, I'm joined by Millard North 2025 Rising Stars. We got, usually I say a position, but I really don't know what position.
Yeah, we kind of play everywhere. Yeah,
I really don't know what position these guys play, man. I don't know. It's a brain. It's a brain stumper, I guess. But I got Caden VerMaas and I got Pierce Mooberry with me. How you fellas doing?
doing all right.
Yeah, good. Sweet. So yeah, we'll get started here with a couple of pregame questions, kind of get you guys talking. The first one I got here for you guys is: do you guys have like a pregame routine? Like maybe you guys have one that you do individually, or maybe you do one as a team. You guys have a routine or something like that.
So we kind of like, I usually leave before my 7th hour, and I kind of take that time for my 7th hour to get prepared. I go out, I get like Chipotle or Qdoba, I get something nutritious, and then I come back to school. Normally you just walk in the locker room, there's music just blaring, because that's just kind of what we do, I guess. And then we get taped up, throw on our pants and stuff, and like eye black and all that stuff, get ready to go. And then they bring us into the weight room, and then we go like position groups and stuff like that, and like meet on our game plan for what that position is and stuff, and what they're gonna do that game. And then and then we just like get on the bus and head out there. And then Coach Vez, who's our D coordinator, he just basically gives us the most craziest pep talks ever, but they're pretty fun. So, yeah.
Yeah, basically the same. Yeah, that's basically what we do is just, we get a little time out of class, and then we can go eat for we get like maybe an hour to go get something to eat, and then just come back and get ready to go.
You guys have like a set meal you got to eat before a game, or is it just whatever you're feeling that day?
I kind of just got to eat like a bowl from somewhere. It could be a Chipotle bowl, it could be a Qdoba bowl. I could also maybe go to Panda and get a lot of like rice, that type of stuff. But I'm trying not to like cramp up, because that was an issue for part of last year for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my main goal, is just take something in that could help you not cramp. So I eat a lot of bananas and stuff like that, and have a lot of Gatorade, and Yeah.
During your pregame, do you have a lot of do you guys like listen to music? Do you guys have like pump up music that you guys like listening to? Do you guys have like a go to song or artist that you listen to every time?
Yeah, I mean, basically, Pierce, you can go. You can go. I'll let you go.
Okay. For me, I typically I'm listening to music and then I get into the locker room and then there's already music, and so I typically either leave my AirPods in and just kind of listen to my own stuff, or I just listen to whatever's going on because it's typically pretty hype music, and so I do that. And then on the way over, I listen to Christian music instead because I'm a Christian, and so I do that on the way over, like right before pregame, and then yeah.
I kind of just gotta eat like a bowl from somewhere. It could be a Chipotle bowl, it could be a Qdoba bowl. I could also maybe go to Panda and get a lot of like rice and that type of stuff. But yeah, I'm trying not to like cramp up because that was an issue for part of last year for me. So that's my main goal is just take something in that could help you not cramp. So I eat a lot of bananas and stuff like that, and have a lot of Gatorade and yeah.
Buddy, most
What was that? Sorry.
it happens. The nerves hit to everybody, but then once that
Once
wins,
you get on the field, you start playing. Yeah, you're all right. So
it's all out.
Yeah. Just those pregame jitters, huh?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then another one here I got for you guys. Like this one's a little difficult, I guess. Not necessarily difficult, but like I mentioned in the intro, you guys play a lot of positions. You guys are just versatile players. So I'll kind of let you guys kind of pick here what position you'll answer with. But what is your favorite player at your position right now? And that could be college or NFL. But who's that player that when you watch, you try to emulate, or there may be just the player that gets you to a TV to watch them.
I kind of like for my offensive position, I'll say I kind of like running back. Like my idol at running back right now is Kenneth Walker for the Seattle Seahawks. I actually got a jersey I got a jersey of him for Christmas, so he's kind of like one of my guys. I think he's like runs super hard. Same with Pacheco from the Chiefs, like guys who just run hard and they're super shifty. And that's who I try and like kind of be like. And then defense, I kind of like Tyrann Mathieu because like he's not like big at all. He just like he can like cover a lot of ground fast, and he can like read offenses a lot better. So I think he helps. Like those guys are who I try to like emulate my game behind, is kind of just like what they do. I kind of just try to do what they do. So yeah.
For me, he's kind of he's actually an older player, but Von Miller. He used to be on the Broncos, which was my favorite team, and so I used to like really always watch him, and because he's kind of like a stand-up defense end kind of edge player, and on defense I play like a defense end and outside linebacker. So I used to love watching him, and obviously he's getting older, but he's still very good, and I like to watch him. And then on offense for me, it's probably really, I mean, any of the tight ends, just Travis Kelce, I mean, George Kittle, Mark Andrews, all the tight ends really just I like to watch their route running, they're finding open space, and those are, yeah.
Yeah, man. Von Miller, dude. One of those dudes that just turns it up, man, when it matters, man. It's crazy. So then kind of the last one more question I got here for you guys. This is one I ask everybody just because I like to eat. I like to, try new things, try new places.
Yeah.
But what's a good spot, low-key spot maybe, outside of like a fast food chain or like a other like sit-down chain like Applebee's or something? What's a good spot to get a bite to eat out in, Millard or, just Omaha in general?
I'll start. I actually work at this place. It's called Paisans Pizza. It's over by Scott High School. It's owned by Matt Verzoff, former defensive lineman for Nebraska. Great guy. But, they have great pizza. And it's like they have a lot of like different pizza. Like they some of his pizza is like named after some of his former players. Like they have the Dave. I don't know. It's named after some dude, but he told me it was named after somebody. And they have another pizza. It might be the Mahalo. I don't know, but they have basically names like his pizza off his former players. And no, yeah, it's a great spot to go, especially I'd say for Scut parents. That's like their like spot where they go before their games, like their home games, because it's literally right across the street from Scut. So yeah, you should take a look into there and they have great wings and fries and everything. So
Okay.
it's definitely the spot.
I think you would have that if you don't work there or you didn't work there.
What?
You think you would have said that place if you didn't work there?
I trust me, I still would. My brother used to work there too, so it's a great spot. You need to try it out.
All right. So as a pizza guy, answer me this: does pineapple belong on pizza?
No, I hate that question. I hate that. My mom loves it too. I've never liked it. I just never
Really?
see it.
I don't know. I think it's pretty good with the ham. You know,
You like
sweet
that? The
salty.
ham's alright, yeah.
You know,
It's just I don't know. The pineapple, something about it, it's just like it tastes like I'm eating like a healthy pizza.
yeah.
It just like it's something about it, I don't know. It's like doesn't
Yeah.
feel right, but I don't know. I mean
I don't
I'll
like
try it again soon.
though. I don't think I would like it on a pizza. I've never tried it though. So
Hey man, I don't think it's that bad. I like it.
Yeah.
Hey man, to each their own.
all right, I guess my turn. I think the one I say is Omaha Tap House. They have like a ton of burgers, and I just love getting just a plain cheeseburger with just cheese on it, and it's so good. And then their fries are good, and I've not tried their wings yet, but I just get a burger every time, and I love it. And then I'm gonna say Union for the other one. I like Union a lot. Their wings are good.
Union, is that like just the wing place, or is that like
No.
a burger?
It's a bar. It's got like pizza. It's got a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
It's on Maple. I don't know what it's like 144th or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Definitely, that's some good, pizza, wings, man. I'm all for it. I'm down. I probably will try those places out.
Definitely.
All right, so now we'll kind of transition over here. Talk a little bit about Millard North. You guys' season. You guys started off right off the bat. You guys had that thrilling overtime. What was it 34-31?
Yeah.
34-31 win over Papio. From there you guys kind of had like an up and down season. You guys beat won games that you guys were projected to win, and had some tough games there here and there. But what are you guys kind of, or what is your guys' like recap of the season, I guess?
My recap is like I think we didn't play consistent. Prep, that was, I don't know, we kind of were still kind of like gambling with the assignments and stuff. We had some missed assignments, and I don't know, I just don't think we were fully prepared for that. And I don't know if we played okay that game. But then Westside, obviously we were neck and neck with Westside through the fourth quarter, and I feel like that we have a couple other things go our way, and we could either win that game, or we could have won that game. And then obviously we came into Lincoln Southeast and we're just not prepared and not mentally right, and they came out and hit us in the mouth right away. And basically, yeah, I think consistency is kind of our key thing we need to focus on this next year too. And yeah.
Papio game 1, that was probably one of the greatest football games I've ever been a part of. That was so much fun. And it was because Pierce started varsity as a freshman a bit. I played briefly, but this was my first starting game, so I came in the game. The craziest thing was I was so locked in that I was more nervous for every other game besides the first game. And I kind of just went out there and I kind of just said, I kind of just told I think I told someone on the team, I was like, we kind of just got to this is like a business trip. We just got to go out there, do exactly what we do in practice, and then just pay attention to this game because we knew we had prepped the next week. We knew they were like a big team, but we had to focus on winning first and then looking forward to them. And I think what hurt us was our starting quarterback, Charlie Quintans. He went down in game 1, and he went down like the third quarter, which actually I'm surprised we even won that without him. But Evan Hansen came in. He was our backup quarterback, and he stepped up, and he made some great plays. Yeah, no, I mean, that first game was a dogfight. Then prep week 2, that was like a humbling experience for the sophomores like us, and we kind of took that as if like after the prep game we're fine the rest of the year, like because this is like I thought that was going to be our toughest game. And then we played Millard South, and we just came out. We played great with assignments. Like, we knew what we were doing. And, yeah, I mean, then Westside happened. That was heartbreaking. But, like I said, it was like we were so close with them, which makes me so confident about our future together. And then week 5, we had Lincoln Southeast. I think the problem that happened with the Lincoln Southeast game is that we thought we were so close to Westside that we thought, okay, we're just going to come in there. These guys are going to be no problem. And then they ended up just getting on us fast, and we kind of just, like, took a dive. And then we just, like, second half, we, like, started out well, and then we just couldn't finish. So, I mean, there. And then Millard West, again, that's, like, one of those games where I thought we could have won. Like, we started out great. I think we were up 13-0, 10-0, something like that. And then I think they had 37 unanswered on us. So, but I mean, it's tough to settle in, but like it's one of those things that gives you motivation for next season to think about. And then obviously then we had Bryan and South Sioux, and then we blew by them, and then Southwest. I think it's all depending on if we can just finish or not next year. That's the whole plan, because the games we lost in the fourth quarter. So, except the Southeast game, that was kind of a killer in the first half. But every other game that we lost, it was kind of just fourth quarter. So.
Yeah. So kind of like you guys kind of both touched on there a little bit. You know, it seems like kind of the biggest killer momentum for you guys was, you know, just that consistency, you know, being able to, you know, in those games against like a West Side or like you mentioned, you know, having a different mentality going into Southeast. How much, you know, obviously not trying to make no excuses or anything, but how much you guys attribute to, you know, you guys being a really young team? Like you guys had a good amount of seniors, but it seemed like the biggest contributors or the biggest number of contributors came from that 24 and 25 class. And, you know, with that, you know, it could lead to a lot of, like you guys mentioned, inconsistency and whatnot. How do you think that affected you guys? And how do you think you could kind of flip that for next year now that you guys do have that experience?
Well, I think that, number one, I think that what's going to help us the most next year is that I think I've been telling this to everybody, I think our defense is going to be much more improved, which, honestly, people say defense wins championships, but I'm not going to. People are, like, asking us about, like, record predictions and all this stuff next year. I said, you know what, I'm not going to tell you until the season starts or, like, until after the season, because what I was thinking. But this year, like, we were coming in this year and everybody's like, what's your record going to be? What do you think it'll be? And then I said, you know what? It's one of those things I don't know until after the season happens, because literally this team, we were so, like, there's times where we could be so good and there's times where we could be, like, not good at all. And so there's, like, this year, what I'm confident about for us is that the guys that I played with, like me and Pierce, we played together ever since we've been like 8 years old. And I'd say all the sophomores that started for us this year, I think about 2 of them didn't play with us when we were 8, and then the rest were there the entire time. So our chemistry is going to help out a lot next year. So if we ever go down, we'll kind of know how to get out of it, or like at least dig ourselves up from there. If unlike when we were in the Southeast game, we never like had taken a beating that bad in like probably almost 3 years. And honestly, the game that we lost 3 years ago wasn't even really a beating, because we were with the team and then they kind of pulled away in the end. So I think now we kind of know how we kind of like got a taste of actually what losing feels like and how we don't want it to happen again. So I think that's going to help us next year. And everybody's just kind of fueled up right now. So I mean, yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen. So who knows?
Definitely. Like you were saying, like just that this year was kind of like more of like a preparing us, I think, for these next 2 years. Because just all of our sophomores getting another year under our belts and kind of another off season under our belts to get big and get faster. But yeah, like I think our top 4 leading tacklers on our team were sophomores. So that having those guys coming back again is going to help a lot. Because I don't know, we're just, yeah, like Caden said, we got chemistry. We know we can trust each other with the situations, hard situations we have for the last 7 years, 8 years. And yeah, we trust each other.
To touch base on what you said, I think I looked it up on Max Preps, but I think 12 of the 13 stat category leaders were either led by sophomores or a junior. And the juniors was Evan Hansen with the quarterback stuff.
Yep.
So I think mainly the sophomores, I think as the year started, we were like, we had no idea what was going to happen because everybody was like, don't pay attention to your freshman season because we absolutely blew by everybody freshman year. That wasn't even close. But then this year was like, all right, now we're going to play older guys than us, so then we got to kind of adapt to that and figure out what we're going to do if we go down. And so now I think we're going to know a lot better what to do if we're in those situations and like how that's going to play out. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it though.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%, man. So then, let me see here. So kind of, like you guys mentioned, a lot of the stat leaders and all of that, like a lot of the big producers, are those 24, 25s. And, 2 of the biggest producers, I guess, was yourselves. Caden, you were the leading rusher, and you'll be, you're coming back as the leading rusher with 665 yards and then 8 touchdowns. And then you also, do a little bit in the receiving game. Pierce, I'm pretty sure it'll be safe to assume you'll probably be, the top target, in the passing game.
Yep.
But with that being said, you guys have like very versatile roles in on your guys' team. Do you guys want to talk about like what kind of mentality it takes, like for you guys that, first off, you guys run, a different offense than, probably 90. I would have said 99%, but I remembered North Platte probably has like the same kind of offense as you guys. But a majority of Class A teams, and you guys played different roles and stuff like that. Talk to me a little bit about what it means to be versatile in that kind of offense and playing all those different types of roles.
Well, first off, it's a lot of fun because at practice, at practice it's like almost nonstop moving because like you're kind of just everywhere. There was times like where our offensive coordinator, where I'd be at like wing and he'd tell me to go on the pitch, and then he'd tell me to like run a corner route, and he said, all right, get in at QB and throw some routes. I was like, all right, fine. And then I'd head back to tailback, and we'd run like plays, like we'd run like tosses and stuff like that. And then we go over to defense, and I'd go to free safety, and then we'd throw a package in there where I'd go in outside backer. So it's kind of just, it's a lot of fun. Because then like that's like where I'm excited for next year, because like it seems like a lot of these coaches trust like us, like me and Pierce, like they trust us to like bring these guys back to where they need to be, and they like trust us to like make plays in like big time situations to like help us get out of like I said earlier, like if we were down, like we can help us get like out of those bad situations. And yeah, it's a lot of fun though.
Yeah. So, like I said, it is a little bit more of a rushing off. And, as sure, that's got to be, sometimes I bet it is like, oh man, I just kind of want to see the ball. But if it sharpens up your blocking skills, you've really taken advantage of that, and it pops out in your tape. Talk to me about, what coaches instill in you, I guess in both of you guys, that toughness, to run that kind of offense that, just wants to pound, ground and pound and, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, they expect that, they know that we have it, and in our practices it reflects in the games too. Because in practice we are full go hitting, and practice it definitely brings out the physicality for the games. Because I think, in my opinion, I haven't seen other schools, but I think if we would compare schools, I think we would have the most physical practices, and because we go for long time and for just hard hours, and yeah, I think so. That makes us prepared for long games and like fourth quarter battles where it's close, and so that kind of goes on that we need to get that next step to get that fourth quarter finish and beat maybe West Side in that case.
Yeah, kind of like what he touched on. Like, it builds so much toughness between us. Like I even think Pierce, I think he has a 99% chance to play at the next level. So I think it, not only does this help us build this for just football, but also helps us build it for like life in general. Like after football, like if you're ever struggling and all that stuff, like even Coach Petito, he's told us this since day one, ever since we walked in. He said he's going to treat us like men, and that's kind of how they abide by. It's how they've done it for years, and just like kind of how they've been. So it definitely helps a lot, though.
Bring up, Coach Petito, legendary coach. He has, was it five rings? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, a true, Nebraska, preps legend. Tell me a little bit, you already dropped one gem from him, and, telling you that, he's going to treat you guys like men and all that. Tell me a little bit more about, what it's like playing for him, and, kind of being able to, soak up that knowledge and that wisdom that, he has from so many years in the game.
The thing is about him, he always he tells us this. He's not gonna lie to you. He's gonna tell you the straight truth, no matter how hardcore it is. He's gonna tell you the truth. He's not gonna lie to you, and that kind of goes far because you can trust him, and even if it's not like something you're hoping to hear, it's the truth, and I think that helps a lot with him.
Yeah, it's nice because you're just kind of around the guy, because before he came to Millard North, he coached in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So he's been coaching for the past like 40, 50 years of his life, and he's just a knowledgeable guy about the game. He can help you figure out things like in the football aspect, and he can like help you. Like he knows probably more about the option than probably, honestly, I'd say most of the coaches in the United States. Like I'm saying, like that dude, honestly, if I just asked about the option, I could just go to him, even if I'm like 40 and I have no idea what to do. And it's also like an honor too, because like I don't know how many wins he has. I'm assuming it's in like the 300-400, something like that. But like it's almost like playing for such a legendary coach. Like if you think of guys like Tom Osborne and Bill Belichick, like that's like things like that. Like you have like the want to play for those guys, and because they've been around the game for so long, and they've been around guys just like you, which is the crazy thing is like I guarantee you he's met dudes sort of like me and Pierce, but he's just like he meets new people every year, and he just kind of like he said, he always says this. He says, I'm not gonna go out and like recruit kids, because the guys who come in here are the guys that I just try and train and just develop, and they just go off of that. So.
That's awesome to hear. Like you said, he's at his level, he's up there. He's elevated to a different tier. So then I think the last time I checked, it was 2021 season. So the last two seasons, the Mustangs have not seen postseason play.
Yep.
What is it, what changes this year? What is it that, finally gets you guys over that hump and finally into, some late October, November games this year?
I think it's going to be that returning, our returning guys, that our sophomore class, the guys that started. We got, obviously our then our juniors, just our returning guys that have experience, and like just getting that another year under our belts from this year to go into next year and put up better numbers. And yeah.
I think, like you said, I mean, the talent aspect's going to be a lot different. Like, I think last year, I think we had the guys to run it. It's just, like, even last year's team, like, I still think we had a lot of chances because there were so many games where we were so close, and there's times where we just, like, get down on ourselves and, like, people wouldn't, like, it'd just be, sometimes it'd mess up. But, like, the thing is that next year, the talent aspect will be there. I think we'll be there. We'll have great talent. The thing is that I think that more guys are, like, buying in now. Everybody's, like, buying into the, like, system, which they've struggled with in the past. So I think people are definitely more up for getting out there and, like, at least trying as hard as they can for the coaches, because they, like, who knows? Like, nobody knows when Coach Petito or Chavez will retire, and, like, nobody knows when that's going to happen. So they kind of just, like, we take it as, like, we don't know. They don't tell any of us, so that we kind of just, like, rely on, say, hey, this could be their last year. So let's just try and go out and do the best we can for them, too. Not just us and, like, these parents, like, these coaches, too. So that's, like, kind of just what we go by, and, like, that's kind of just the motivation that builds for next year. So,
kind of shifting gears over here a little bit. We'll kind of talk a little bit about recruitment. Earlier I believe in October, Caden, you picked up your first offer, not just your first offer, but D1 offer at that, from, the Huskers. You want to talk a little bit about what that was like, and, what was going through your head when, you got, what was it, the call, the text, that you were getting, that you were receiving an offer.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just start out, like, I got called out of class, obviously. I was at school that day, and my teacher tells me you got to go down and see Coach Petito. And I go outside of the track because he was outside that day, and he says, this is Mickey Joseph's number. And I said, okay, I wouldn't just call this guy just to say hello. I mean, I knew something was happening, and then, I called him. He said, well, we're going to offer you son. And I was super hyped. And then, they told me they wanted to get me down on campus, and then a few weeks later I was down on campus for the Illinois game, and I was hanging out around them and stuff. That was really fun. But, I went to the gym. I was super hyped, and then I went into this teacher. His name's Mr. Mockle. I've known him for years. But, he was super excited to see me. I was telling some of my friends, and I was super hyped about it. And then after 7th hour, word just got around. People knew about it, and then, like, people started high-fiving me, giving me handshakes, stuff like that. It was a great experience, but ever since that day, I mean, recruiting's gone up a little bit, so I've got in contact with Iowa, Northwestern, Wisconsin, so it's stuff you can know a lot better.
Dang. So what does a school day even look like after you get, like, an offer, Like, how do you, like, I don't know about you, man, but I heard that news, I'm not hearing a word for the rest of the day, man. I'm going, tunnel vision or whatever.
Yeah.
But, after that, what's kind of going through your head? Are you like, obviously you're
first thing was, yeah. I mean, I called my family, and I told them about it. Because I texted my dad I texted him. I said, because when I went down to Coach Petito's office and he told me, like right before I called Mickey Joseph, I said, I think I'm about to get offered. Like I said, I'm being dead serious. So I told him that, and then, I mean, everybody, like, I went in the locker room, and then people were just, like, super hype, and they were, like, jumping on me and stuff, and I tried to block it out because I'm just, like, I still got to go out and practice. I mean, we had to play Omaha Bryan that week, and I was, like, we still got a game this week, too, so I was, like, I mean, that's kind of how it went, and then I went outside, and I saw Coach Chavez. He said, well, hello, Husker, which was kind of funny. I didn't think that, like, that day, I didn't think that would happen either. Like, it was just on a Monday. Like, it was on a Monday where I was chilling in English class, and I get the call. I'm like, wow. So, but yeah, it can happen at any time, so you just got to be patient. So that was kind of nice, though.
So then, like you said, that was kind of the older or the past, coaching staff? What's kind of been, or what's been the relationship with this new coaching staff so far?
I'll tell you, everybody will love them because they the past two staffs. I'd say they were more like intimidating, but these guys, I mean, they're just like great people. Like they're fun to be around. They want to do things with you. Like I played the defensive line coach in Madden, and I was talking to them. I sat down with Coach Rule. First time I ever met him, he sat down and talked to my family and I. Like it's almost like we knew him for like 5 years. He just talks like they talk to you like they're your neighbor, which is so fun. And I think that they focus on the little things a lot, and which is why I think they're going to take the program in a good direction. Of course, I can't call the future. I don't know what's going to happen, but I mean that's what I'm hoping for, and I think that's what every Husker fan's hoping for. So, I mean, they should. I think everybody will love the new staff though. So, yeah.
Pierce, you yourself, you have not, received that first offer, but you're one of those players. I've already put it out in writing in an article that I think you're one of those next guys to, be offered. But kind of where your recruiting's at so far, what kind of schools have been in the mix? I know it seems like you've been getting a lot of like Big Ten kind of in there. Mind letting us know what kind of schools are talking to you so far?
Yeah, for sure. The big ones are definitely Iowa, Wisconsin, and Nebraska. Nebraska has kind of cooled down a little bit after the coaching staff change for me. But then Wisconsin has picked up actually for me after their coaching staff change. And so that's kind of been interesting. And I'm going down to Iowa State, and then Wisconsin for a spring practice, which they all invited me to. And those are the kind of the main three that have been talking. North Dakota State kind of came in, talked to me. Wyoming's kind of been there. Kansas. I think that's for the most part it. Northwestern, I guess a little bit. Those are kind of all teams kind of showing Instagram or interest in kind of following me on Twitter and social media. And yeah.
Nice. So then, what is it kind of that you're a versatile player. You kind of have, both of you guys are, but Pierce, you're kind of a little bit more. You can play tight end. You could be on the defensive line. You could do outside linebacker. I went to a 7-on-7 tournament one time, and you were playing safety. You're like knocking passes down back there, just flying around. So you're a versatile guy, and I'm sure that interests a lot of coaches. What are you hearing from them in terms of like where they want to play you, what they want to where they want to see you compete at programs?
The schools they kind of all have their different kind of opinions. Like Nebraska, they're thinking tight end for me. Wisconsin, they're thinking outside linebackers, which obviously they got. They've been sending outside linebackers, really good outside linebackers to the league, and so I really I like that part of it too. K-State, they were thinking DN. Well, that was after freshman year, so I don't know exactly what they want. That's another school that's interested. But in that, I'm not for sure what other schools kind of want. They just kind of came to talk and kind of recruited me just for an athlete also.
Caden, you're kind of, like I said, you're you can play offense, defense. On offense, you're running back. On defense, you can kind of fit like that, linebacker, safety, hybrid type role. Where are you being? What was that?
Nickel. That's kind of where everybody.
Yeah, nickel. It kind of just depends where they line you up at. But what are you hearing back from coaches? Are they looking at you more on defensive side or offensive side?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, so Northwestern, they told me they're looking at me. They said if the NFL draft were today and they were to pick your name, what position would they announce you as? Which I actually kind of like that question because it's like you could ask anybody that. And I said it all depends on how I grow. like my brother's 6'4". He says he's 6'5", but he's not. He's 6'4". And so I told him, I said it all depends on how I grow and stuff. So I think I told him, I said outside backer, because that's normally how college backers are built, kind of like my brother, that size. And but I said, hey, but he told me, he said that's what I'll recruit you as. But we can go along as your recruiting process, and if you stay this height, which he thinks I won't, I don't know like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen. But he said if I stay this height, we could keep you more at safety. But if you go to that size, we'll probably look at you more into a nickel outside backer type. Same thing with Nebraska and all these other schools recruiting me. I did tell Tony White, our D coordinator at Nebraska, he said, he told me, he said, so what other positions do you look at other than free safety? Because that's what they know me as. I said, well, I can tell you I play a little bit of offense too. I think I can make a little damage on offense too. So, it's definitely kind of up in the air right now. I'm not real sure where I could be at, so it all depends on how my career goes and how much I grow and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because I guess I'll steal that question and I'll ask. You kind of answered it already a little bit, but I'll ask Pierce. If your name was being called in the draft today, what would be the position that they would call you as?
I don't know. That's tough. I love both tight end. I love catching and running the ball. But then I also love the defense part of it. So I don't know. I'm pretty even with both of them right now, which I could go either way. It kind of just depends, I think, on this next year, especially because this year, after this year, I'd probably pick. So I would pick defense, so probably an outside or an edge player. But I think if I get more kind of catches, because I think I had maybe 15 catches this year. I think if we have a more kind of, if I have a more receiving kind of year and I have maybe 20 plus catches, then it could go tight end way. But for right now, I'd say outside linebacker, edge kind of.
So then what kind of visits do you guys have? Visits, camps, showcases, any of that? What do you guys have lined up for the spring and this summer?
I think I'm assuming me and Pierce will talk about this soon, but we'll probably end up going on the same stuff because that's kind of just what we do. We're probably going to hit up Wisconsin, most definitely, Nebraska, Iowa, probably hit up Iowa State too. I'm going to go up to Northwestern for spring practice, and then I'll go up to Notre Dame for a summer camp this year. And I'll head down to probably Kansas and Kansas State this summer. So that's the plan right now. So
basically what he said, those kind of spring practices, minus Northwestern and Notre Dame, but K-State camp I'm definitely going to. Wisconsin for sure, because you got to go to the camps. You got to go to the camps that the colleges are interested in you, really, mainly. Nebraska, and then both Iowas probably, and then we'll go from there probably.
Yeah, sounds like a good mix of schools there. So I guess if I were a coach and I was asking you straight up, why do I need you on my program? Well, what is it about your game or you as a person that makes you that would make you an asset to my team?
I feel like coaches. Some coaches would love me. I've done it around Coach Rule and Coach Omar and Coach Knighton from Nebraska. I kind of just bring joy to the guys around me. At times, I kind of just crack jokes with dudes, and then I bring a great work ethic. I think I work very hard, and I think if a coach tells me to do something, then if it's something with knowing my role or knowing where to be or when to be there at that time, I end up usually doing it 99% of the time. There could be times where I'm either sick or I just something comes up, but I'm there 99% of the time. And I think I work very hard, and I love my teammates, so sort of thing, yeah.
For me, I think my big kind of role in is a leadership kind of part. I hold people accountable for their stuff. If they're kind of slipping up, I'll let them know that I see it and it better fix. And so like kind of that part is I've kind of always had that in me, where it's been youth football, it's been whatever, kind of just holding people accountable and bringing everybody up with me, you know. But yeah, and then just that work ethic. You know, I'm very coachable. You know, coaches tell me like, you know, to fix one thing, and that's what I focus on. Like I'm not going to go and work on something else. It's like that's a priority now, you know. Yeah. And then I fix it, and it's on to the next thing that I need to be fixed.
For you, so what are some goals you guys have for next season? I know, Caden, you kind of touched on you don't really like looking. You can't, you know, really tell ahead into what the season's going to look like until it happens. But do you guys, you know, going into the season or even into the off season or the spring summer circuit, do you guys have any goals in mind? You know, whether it be in terms of recruitment or you know, statistical goals you guys are looking at, or you know, any point you like to improve on?
Yeah, I mean, this year, I mean, number one thing is I'm trying to get everybody on the team on board to where we're going, where we need to be. I mean, that's the number one thing. If you're going to succeed, then you got to have the guys not only to do it, but you need the guys need to have the right mindset to do it. So I think that's a big thing. I mean, our plan is just win state. I mean, as everybody else's. So like everybody else has got the same goal. And just like it all depends on who grinds harder, who works more, who like thinks like not like thinks on the field, but like knows their role more, and just guys who are willing to put in work. I think we have, and we've had in the past, but I think now we should have that talent aspect in it. And so, yeah, I know. I mean, and then like my personal goals is I want to lead the state in a category next year. I don't know what it is, but I guess we could get to that when we cross paths. But and then obviously my second goal is just get more on the recruiting train, get more schools interested, trying to get that second offer. So, I mean, yeah, that's kind of where I'm headed at. So,
yeah, you touched some of my goals, obviously. Definitely, yeah, kind of going off to either whether it's making the championship, but start off with that, making the playoffs this year. You know, we missed them barely missed them this year, and you know we gotta make them this next year, which I'm very I definitely think we will. We just again we'll see. You know, we're gonna have to let our game talk for us, and yeah. But personal goals, definitely for me, obviously, that offer would be nice, but I mean, it's fine. Like if it's the senior year that it comes, like that's fine. As like, you know, I want it. All it takes is one that I need, you know, and whether it's senior year, what's next year, I'm fine with whatever. And then yeah, kind of leading a state or top like 3, you know, top performer in the state in a category for stats, whether it's pass, receiving yards, yards per catch, whatever, you know, receiving touchdowns, tackles.
That's good. You know, like you said, you know, before you guys start thinking big picture, you know, you got to make sure you knock those, get everybody on board, and then, you know, from there, take it step by step and, you know, make sure everybody's doing their job and, you know, staying on track with the mission. So the last thing I got here for you guys, or the last thing I do is I turn the floor over to my guest, to you guys, you know, and I, you know, give you guys the opportunity to, you know, kind of give thanks, you know, shout out, you know, give props to, you know, those people, whether it be your parents, coaches, family, friends, that have kind of helped you along the way and, you know, kind of pushed you up until this point in your, you know, prep careers so far.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, my parents. My dad, obviously, he's a football guy. He played football in college, and you know, he's just helped me tremendously in the football kind of part of it. And you know, whether it's because he played D end, whether it's kind of just teaching me techniques and teaching me ways I can get better and work ethics and how I need to like change and stuff. But then obviously my mom, she might not be the football knowledge kind of but she cooks all these amazing meals for me. You know, talks to me and you know, just gives me hope and motivation. And then definitely my coaches, obviously, they're the ones that teach me everything. And obviously my dad, I count him as my coach, which he was in youth football. So yeah, and then just coaches. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my father. He's kind of just taught me how to be a student of the game. I mean, that guy's basically taught me all the knowledge about football that I need to know. I mean, ever since I've been young, like he's like just known so many things that in games that I don't think many people would know, but he just like calls them out. Like there was a few years ago when Nebraska was playing Ohio State, and he said they're gonna like go up to the goal line and just like run up and do a jump pass, and that's exactly what they did. I don't know how he knew it, but he did. I know my dad. I mean, I want to thank him for his genetics that he gave me. That was kind of nice. Same with my mom. But I mean, yeah, no, it's been great, and they're definitely great parents. I mean, my mom, definitely want to thank her a lot because she's just kind of there for mental support. Like if I ever need it, I can sit down and talk with her about anything. I think my friends, Pierce, my guy, thank him too. Me and him have battled for years. I used to play DN when you were younger, and he played DN, so we were kind of just like neck and neck every single time. But no, yeah, I mean, I want to thank Pierce's dad too. I mean, he was my head coach when I was younger. That whole staff when you were younger, like so many of those guys, just like they were trying to make us better football players, but they were trying to make us just better people. I think was the main thing. I've even told Pierce about this. And we were talking about this today. Me and him were trying to have like a team. We're trying to like have a team when we were younger, have the same kids and stuff like that on there. So, we're trying to do the same things our dads did because I think what they did is going to kind of help me and Pierce obviously get through life and stuff like that. And if you ever need him down the road, we can just give him a call and stuff like that. So, yeah, and all these coaches like Coach Petito and Coach Vez, Coach Joe, great guy, So, yeah, all these coaches at Millard North, I want to thank all of them. And then, of course, all my past baseball coaches. So, it's been a lot of fun. And Oscar, me and Pierce would like to thank you for having us on here tonight and talking football with us. So, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I thank you guys, man. You guys make my job easy, man. You guys are the ones doing all this stuff. You guys are the ones making all the crazy plays and looking good on the field, and it all kind of just writes itself for me. So I'm just having fun with it. I appreciate you guys. You guys' time. But yeah, that sounds like you guys have great sports staff, great people in your corner, in all aspects of life. And Pierce, I will say, those mom's meals.
Yep.
And savor those, dude. I moved away, and every time I come back home, I'm trying to see what kind of leftovers I could bring back. Yeah, definitely savor those. But yeah, man, I think that's all I got for you guys. I was gonna say, I think kind of from following Pierce, you already said earlier you're a Broncos fan. I think Caden, from following, I think you're a Patriots guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Interesting.
Who's saving our franchises, guys? Who's saving us, man?
Who's saving us?
Yeah, dude. Getting D-Hop. I'm in these Reddit boards. I'm reading all this hype, dude. I'm trying to see what we're gonna get, man.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, but hopefully Mac Jones is the guy. I don't know. Bailey Zappi could be the dude, but I mean,
Lamar Jackson.
I don't know. Yeah, Lamar Jackson can help too. I heard that also. Yeah, D-Hop will be hyped too. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah, looking forward to it.
How about you, Pierce? You think Sean Payton, dude?
I don't know. We don't have any first-round picks. We traded all those away for Russell Wilson. So he obviously isn't – he didn't do too hot last year, which I don't know. We'll just have to see how they use their draft picks and see who they can trade for and pick up. We got a solid defense, I think. But I think our offense part just is rough.
Yeah. We're all just hanging in there, man.
Yep.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, like I said, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you taking your time. We kind of went a little long here. We were at 55 minutes. I usually try to keep it 30 to 40 minutes. So hopefully I didn't keep you guys from, homework or anything like that. So, but yeah, and then, yeah, definitely thank you guys, and take it easy and roll Stangs.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, see you guys.
All right, see you.
Stainless, born with the identity, I'm feeling like Matt Damon. I didn't put these hours in, I couldn't be stuck waiting. I don't see nobody that is worthy, I gotta take it. I didn't see so many buy they hype and try to fake it. I don't set the bar, I'm on the go, I gotta race it. Triple K, they know they